Hello everybody, welcome back to some Train Sim Classic, and today we are taking out the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 158, and this is 158854 in East Midlands train livery. East Midlands trains, very nice livery, do like this one, very colourful. And today we are doing the scenario 2J63, which is the 0635 from Lowerstoft to Norwich, and we will be jumping straight into it. And this is this a 170 that has pulled up here? But we will be jumping straight into it and getting on with the scenario. But before we do, I just want to say, if you are enjoying the videos, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you see when new videos come out. Alright, let's jump in and get going. Okay, here we are inside the 158, and we will get some lights on. Let's get the instrument panel set up. And the first thing we've got to do is load and unload passengers. Depart at 6:35, so that's coming up, so we better get that moving quick. And we need to change the destination to Norwich, which is 136. And you see we've got 8 platforms to do. So 136 Norwich, that's it. Fairly simple, this one, this loco. Not much really in the way. Compressor speed up, cabin lights. Yeah, not really much in the way. There we go, the guard has told us that we're good. Turn the DRA off. Put it into notch 1 and away we go. It is a diesel multiple unit, so I'm not sure if we've got a clag factor on this one. No, it doesn't look like it. But the exhausts would be sort of round here, I believe. We can sort of tell it's a diesel because there's no third rail, and there's no third rail down here, and there's no overhead lines. And if I didn't mention before, we are on the Wherry Lines, which I believe is an Armstrong Powerhouse route. I'm not too sure, I can't really remember. But yeah, this is the enhanced 158, I believe. We could have set GSMR up. I'm not really too sure what the code for it is. Reverser, wiper switch, AWS. Yeah, there's not really a lot to this one, to be honest. But I believe the Wherry Lines is actually a very well thought out route. It's sort of like an old sort of classic route. Don't really know what that was warning us about. But yeah, I think there is some actual real nice sections on this route. Quite stylized, or aesthetically pleasing, I should say. Stylized, aesthetically pleasing sections. As you can see, we have sort of got the old style of signal. And it is not a It is not a multiple. It is not a combined power brake lever on this one. I don't think. No, because we have the throttle here and the train brake over here, so it is not a combined power brake lever like you would expect from something maybe like the 377. Oh, we are actually stopping here. It's very, very small platform. I don't know who's be getting off here, to be honest. No, it is a lot nicer actually at this section. It's a good speed, coming in nicely. 38, we're arriving basically on time. DRA, open the doors. I don't know how many running shots we'll get to do, to be honest, because the stations are actually quite close together. We're only going a maximum of 22 mile. But yeah, this is one of those locos which I think is considered quite old. The guard should tell us we're good. There we go. And away we go. We can put it up a few notches. Yeah, these were basically known as like the express sprinters. And yeah, they were constructed from 1989 to 92. And they were in service from 1990. So they were built a year before 1990, in service from 1990, and then finished production in 92. So yeah, they were considered quite old. I'm not sure when this is set. Does it say? It doesn't actually say when it was this scenario set. We'll say sort of maybe if it's got the East Midlands trains, could be like late 2000s, present day. How far are we going? We got quite a bit. But yeah, these are considered quite old now. They are still in service in location. And we are a 2-car DMU. DMU being diesel multiple unit. And we've only got the 2 cars on this one. Short passenger hop basically is what we are. From Lowerstoft. I always want to say Lowersoft, but it's Lowerstoft. To Norwich. Just a short little sort of hopper sprinter. And yeah, sort of still in use today, even though they don't make them anymore. But I really like the East Midlands Trains livery. I think it's very, very vibrant. Looks very cool, especially on these like tubular DMUs, EMUs. This looks really cool. We are going to be speeding here in a second, so let's just sort of tail off. This line is very shaky, as you can see. It's not a very nice new line. You know, some of the lines on and that's quite realistic. That's quite cool. Some of the newer lines will be concrete, bullhead, sleepers, and the track, even though it does undulate still, the ride is very stable. But as you can see, these are quite old lines. They're the wooden sleepers, and it means that the metal's warped, the line isn't flat, and we are just shaking all over the place. You sort of see that here, look, shaking backwards and forwards. Probably would have been fine for when it was built, and the loco's a slower sort of loco. But going into the modern day now, modern era, yeah, it's shaking them about a bit. Very, very cool scenery. You can actually open that, have a look out. I don't really know much about the Wherry Lines, to be honest. I don't really know much about the local area. That sun is very, very bright. I do keep meaning to get the Armstrong Powerhouse Skybox improvement pack, which I think would actually fix the sun being like this big bright ball in the sky. That's not very realistic. A good whistle there. This line is very good for whistles actually, because it's got a lot of these sort of track crossover sections. So, coming up to them, you do have to sound your horn. And it being an old route as well, it's sort of, we are coming in fast. Luckily, I think this thing can actually stop quite quickly. It's a decent speed coming in here, 44. So we're running a little bit late now, but I'm not really too worried. And the door's open. Yeah, I do like this loco a lot, and I'm glad I got the Armstrong Powerhouse enhancement for it. There is quite a lot of locos and stuff you can get on the Armstrong Powerhouse. Oh, there's a backpack down there. It is quite a lot you can get on the Armstrong Powerhouse website if you're looking for certain upgrades. At the end of the day, it is payware, and you are paying a premium for it. It might have been a bit too much. Yeah, you are paying a premium for Armstrong Powerhouse enhancement packs, and they do obviously do their own sort of rolling stock. But these third-party payware, you won't find anything better. It goes for any sort of video game simulator that has payware. Eurotruck has a lot of free mods which are amazing. It has a lot of payware as well. There is quite a few people that do a lot of payware for Eurotruck, and it is, I would argue that it is better than the mods, the free mods, but at the same time you are paying for a premium, so you'd expect it to be better. But I don't buy any payware on Eurotruck really, because the mods are pretty good. the freeware mods. Train sim is a bit different. You can't really get any free stuff for it. So it's a bit different when it comes to that. Look at this. Yeah, like I say, I don't buy a lot of payware for Euro Truck, but I do for this game because really the only stuff that you can't get any free stuff for Train Sim really. You can in the form of like reskins and stuff, but actual rolling stock routes scenarios you can't really get any free stuff, and so you do have to pay a bit of money. But the stuff that I must admit, the stuff that you do get for the money is phenomenal. You will not find a community that is more dedicated to making the best of the best for its community, and you do get your money's worth. If you think how much money it's took to go and record the sounds for the Armstrong Powerhouse stuff, remodel it, code it, there's a big team of people that they got to pay, paychecks for, and at the end of the day you're getting a product that they've probably spent months, if not years, developing. So yeah, I do think it is worth it. OMSI 2 is another one again. There's a lot of free maps out there and a lot of freeware, which is good. OMSI 2, we don't want full service. We're not entirely on the platform, but yeah, we're not entirely all the way on the platform. We would have got marked down for that, but it's okay. But yeah, OMSI 2 is another one that is it's got a lot of decent stuff in it for free and payware. I think it's Studio Polygon do a lot. And you have to pay for their stuff. But I like it when they officially put stuff up on the Steam store. OMSI 2 modders, they make maps like Studio Polygon and stuff. They make the maps and the buses, and then they put them up on the Steam store as like official DLC. And then you can it's really easy to buy them then and to install them and keep an eye on the installs. I wish that sort of the third party train sim guys would be allowed to put their stuff up on the Steam store so that you could buy it, but there's like fees and stuff resolving around that and copyrights and stuff, so it starts to get a little bit messy. It would be nice for a keeping track of everything sort of deal, because I have to have a spreadsheet when I get these scenarios up. And Armstrong Powerhouse do have a really nice app now. It's called Powerhouse Scenarios, and it's like an application you download, and it tells you what the scenario is, and if you've got all of the stuff to play it, and if you haven't, you can then follow the link to go get it. It reads your directory to see what you've got installed and what you haven't. Really, really good. I wish it had a lot more on there, and I wish that maybe they could get scenarios from like Alan Thompson Sim and put them on there, and make it like a universal scenario hub. But they are limited. But it would be nice, because I've got a spreadsheet with all the payware on, and basically when I go and find a scenario that say it's on Alan Thompson Sim, I basically look at the requirements and then go down the spreadsheet and go tick, 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 tick. I've got all that. And then when I find something I haven't got, I go, ooh, let's find out where I can get that from. Just trains or something. And then I go there and get it. So it is a little bit awkward to do, but it's the sort of things we have to get on with. OMSI 2 becomes even more difficult. OMSI 2 is one of those things that you could do with it gets bloated a lot of the time. If you download too much stuff on it, like too many maps and too many buses and stuff, it gets bloated, and then what ends up happening is it starts lagging quite a bit. Same with this game, really. So it's almost like you need to be able to like uninstall them and reinstall them when you need them, but it's so difficult doing that. It would be easier if it was on Steam, because then you could just go all DLC uninstall. And this is quite nice, long here. That. We haven't checked out the passengers. What are they doing? Not much. We are going to be coming into a 20, so we'll start slowing down. Sorry if it's a little bit laggy, I'm not too sure why. Yes, I know I'm speeding. Oh, we've actually got a newer signal here, look. That's quite cool. They do, Armstrong Powerhouse do a signal enhancement pack, which sort of enhances the functionality of the signals and how they, and sort of the timing, and it's a bit more smoother, a bit more realistic of how, and there's different signals as well. Sometimes you'll come across that are LED, which are the new ones. Sometimes they'll have a physical bulb in them, and they sort of take time to, like, when they change, one bulb's got to like power off, another one's got to power on, and the timings, it's really good, their enhancement pack for the signals. It's one of those enhancement packs that I'd say isn't a must straight away. You don't actually need it, but if it was on sale, which they sometimes do a sale, they'll be doing one this Christmas, I imagine, which is when I pick up a lot of the Armstrong Powerhouse stuff. But some packs you just go, yeah, I'm going to get that straight off, because it is really, really good. Others I'd say, yeah, hang on until there's a sale. I mean, I want to get the skybox and weather enhancement packs, and I'll be getting those when they go on sale this Christmas, probably. But some of them, like the Classic 6 enhancement pack, as soon as that came out, I was like, I'm on it, I want that. And I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, I'm really hoping they're doing a 47, a Class 47 enhancement pack, or just like a straight up rolling stock pack DLC, because we haven't had a really good 47 in this game for a long time. The last good one was the Virgin Trains 47, and you can't even buy that pack anymore. If you were one of the lucky few that managed to buy it when it came out, good going, because it's something to do with Virgin Trains, wanted their name removed from the product or something legal, so you can't actually buy it anywhere. I have looked, I don't have it, unfortunately. I wish I did, but you can't buy it on Steam anymore. You can't buy it on Amazon. Sometimes you get Amazon digital links. I've looked, you can't buy it. Yeah, you can't really buy it anywhere, which is a shame, because it's the last decent Class 47 that we had. This is nice, look, picturesque. Sort of old-timey station. Yeah, the 47. They did do a Class 47 sound pack on Armstrong Powerhouse, but they got rid of it. It sort of leads me to believe that they're working on an enhancement pack. But I'm really hoping they do, because we are crying out for a good 47. We are crying for it. They've done the 37. The Class 37, they've got 2 packs for that. 2 different variants. And the 37 enhancement pack on this game is from Armstrong Powerhouse is the best 37 that you can get. It is spot on. Everything pretty much works and how it should be. It is amazing. And we've only touched the iceberg of it, really. And their 6.6 as well is really good. I'd say the 6.6 that they do is the best one. But yeah, I'd like to see a 47. They do a 50. I think it's a 56. Class 56 enhancement pack. We've not really delved into that very much. So maybe I have a look what scenarios came with that and tick them off and maybe have a go at them. But yeah, I've sort of moved into another realm of train sim now, where the standard scenarios that you get from Dovetail, some of them are good, but I've sort of moved into the next phase of there's phases of sort of a simulation player that you become. The first stage is getting into simulation. You sort of play the arcadey basic games, and you don't spend a lot of money, and you sort of just play with what you've got. The next stage is when you sort of start buying loads of DLC and playing what the developer has made. And then the final stage is where you start looking for third-party software and payware, which takes your simulation level to the next level. And even though I'm not really, hardcore simming this right now, I've moved into that final stage of simulation player where I want to find the best of the best, the realistic of the most realistic, and use those. So I'm looking at payware, I'm looking at third-party producers, and what can I say? They do scenarios better than Dovetail ever could. Yes, when you look at the list of some of the scenarios, and it's like I'm missing 10 DLC packs from all over the place. It's quite daunting. It sort of makes you go, oh, I've got to spend a lot of money here. I've got to spend a lot of time setting it up. But when you do, it is a good feeling. I'll give you that. Going up to this pretty fast. Right, we're not too bad. Not too bad. 10 miles from Norwich. Sleepers in the middle of the or they were rails, sorry. Are they sleepers or rails? I think they might be. No, they're rails in the middle of the tracks. That's quite cool. Coming in here quite fast. It's fine though. We'll stop eventually. Cool. Cool. Really like the front of these. It's just got a very distinctive shape. Sort of look a little bit like Iron Man. I don't know. When I look at them, I just sort of see that. These are very tame compared to some of the electric units like the 444 or the 450, or is it 3? I can't remember now. 350, where it's like the woo 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 like sound. They call it the UFO sound. Those are the motors sort of, you know, gaining power. These are very tame compared to that. You hear like obviously the engine rev up, but it's not really. They're very tame sounding units. I suppose if you're sat sort of near the engines, which are sort of under here, because the exhausts are up here on the top, you know, you'd be quite loud. Coming up to max speed for us. Max speed of this is actually 90, but we're limited to 60 on this line. Very flat round here, very flat, and quite long lines. But still quite fun nonetheless. I really can't remember. I will try and put a link in the description if I remember. Not stopping here, thank God. I will try and put a link in the description for the Wherry Lines. I can't remember if it's an Armstrong Powerhouse DLC route or if it's you can get it on Steam. I have a feeling that the one on Armstrong Powerhouse is actually like an expansion to the one on Steam. If anyone knows, leave a comment. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'll put a link in the description anyway where you can get the Wherry Lines from. But most people just know where to get them from anyway. They Google it, and Armstrong Powerhouse is a pretty well-known name in the train sim community. I don't think Train Sim Classic is on console, but I know that Train Sim World is on console. I play on PC exclusively. It's just good for mods and performance. But I know that a lot of these sims now are moving. They're transitioning over to console. I think you can get Euro Truck on console, and you can get Train Sim World 4 now on console. It's a bit of a touchy subject. Train Sim World 4. I've voiced my concerns with it multiple times, and the sort of sketchy practices that they employ for Train Sim World. But I am more than happy with Train Sim Classic, which is what we're playing today, and it is the best train sim. You know, yeah, Train Sim World 4 has direct services there. 37s, very nice. Don't get me wrong, the Train Sim World series has amazing graphics because it's running on Unreal 4 and 5, I think. The new one might be running on Unreal 5. Amazing graphics, don't get me wrong, amazing graphics. But they just continue to do sketchy business practices that end up leaving consumers a little bit flabbergasted, really. A little bit, like, oh, I really had to pay for that, sort of thing. And it's not like, it is and it isn't. Yes, Dovetail still have to pay for somebody to make all that stuff. But some things they do, you could just think, well, why didn't they just release it as a DLC and I could buy it for the game? Or like they did a few it might have been a game or two ago now, but they basically did, they said you had to buy the full game again to get an updated version with new features, which could have easily been a free content release. New features, But no, they make you buy, I think it was Train Sim World 2 to 3. Don't know what that was. I think it was when Train Sim World 2 came out, we thought, right, this is it now. Train Sim World 2 is the final one. They'll just continue to release DLC for it and update it. And then Train Sim World 3 came out and they said, oh, the only thing that's really changed is new features and new graphical enhancements. Well, that could have easily been a free content update, really, to Train Sim World 2. Train Sim World 2, and then they could have just carried on, but no, they made people buy Train Sim World 3. And then we said, that Train Sim World 3 is the last. That is the last one we will buy. They'll just update it. And they did it again with Train Sim World 4. They brought Train Sim World 4 out and said, you'll have to buy essentially the game again. You are essentially buying a DLC, but you're essentially buying the game again. And it's really annoying because you end up having these games in your Steam library that, I've got Train Sim World 1, 2, I didn't get 3 for Principal, and I probably won't get 4 for Principal. Your packs do carry over from the previous games, I might add, which is nice. But it is very annoying. They could just continue to update and drop free content updates, like features for the current game they're on, and then just keep bringing out DLC like they do for Train Sim Classic. Train Sim Classic is the perfect train simulator, in my opinion. They bring out DLC for it. If it's going to have like a big content overhaul, like a big engine overhaul, they will release it as a free content, overhaul the engine or whatever. And this game used to be called Train Sim like 2019, 2020, 2021. They've now changed the name to Train Sim Classic, and they just keep it as the one IP. They continue to update it. They continue to bring out new DLC for it, which we all buy because we like it. And it means that third party payware can continue to support the game. And yeah, this game has come leaps and bounds since its conception. I think it was like 2009, I'd like to say. But yeah, it's I could get on my soapbox and rant all day about Train Sim World, but I'm not going to, because I think one of these days they will learn. I don't think a lot of people bought Train Sim World 4. And I think one of these days they will learn that they've messed up a little bit. But this game keeps on being good, so we keep on playing. And Eurotruck's sweet. Nothing wrong with that. They are continuing to update that very nicely. The latest update brings updates to the skybox and the weather improvements, which before we were using mods to do that, and now they're actually doing it themselves. So excellent. OMC2 as well. That's come leaps and bounds, the amount of mods, and some map modders are actually being officially supported by companies now to actually build the maps, not as a mod, like actually physical. We will release this as DLC on the Steam store. So yeah, it's all looking up for those sims. Farm Sim, ever since its conception, it has been a big advocate of modding, and they even support modding by putting a mod manager into the game, into the physical game. You can go to downloadable content, go through all the mods that have been released for the game, click download, and it will download them. They facilitate that because they have been a big advocate of, yeah, the community does it best. Eurotruck, community does it best. That's why they have a mod manager in game. Any game or any games company that advocates mods and actually physically allows you to mod the game and has a professional mod manager in game is leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else in the gaming industry. You know, if Eurotruck did not have modding, it would have died a long time ago. I can tell you that much. The reason it's still kicking strong is mods, and they know that and they facilitate that, which is really, really good. I wish OMC2 had like a bit of a nicer mod manager, but it's not too hard to actually add mods to OMC. It's sort of drag and drop, so yeah, it's not too bad. This game, like I say, there's not really any free mods for it, but it's like most of the things you'll buy are installers, and they'll install to the directory, so you're sort of okay when it comes to installing on Train Sim. 25 limit will come down slowly. And we're at Norwich. We're going pulling into number 2 station. It's been really, really good actually, this local little runabout service from Lowerstoft to Norwich. What are we passing here? Another 158. Can't remember what livery that is. It's a very cool one though. With the red door, white red doors. Coming down a bit too fast. And yeah, we are pulling in here. Bit laggy through there. 158, and is that a 90? I think that's a class 90 over there. Bit laggy coming into here. Sorry if it's a bit choppy. Sometimes they're like this. Sometimes you do have to just put up with it in Train Sim. It's whether or not it's optimized. It is a class 90. But yeah, we should be seeing a lot more, you know, I know that these aren't higher graphics, but we should be seeing a lot more of a smoother gaming experience, as I recently just upgraded my graphics card. I did have well, first I had a 9 60. I used the 960 for years. Yep, I think we've got the road. Yeah. I used the 960 for years. And then I got a 1060 second hand, which I used for probably a year and a half. And then I've upgraded to a 7600 Radeon 7600 AMD. I was an Nvidia man for many years, and I've gone to AMD, and it's been really good actually. Price was decent. Where are we stopping? Just down here, and right next to this Class 90. But yeah, we should be seeing a lot more FPS and a lot more smoother gameplay. But I mean, the games I play aren't actually graphically that good anyway, so. I don't want to slow down too quickly here. Is that missing a carriage or is that just split? I think it's missing a carriage. Right, that is us. So we will jump outside the train and sort of review what we've been doing. So that was the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 158, and it was 158854, and we went from Lowerstoft to Norwich, and the scenario was 2J63. Really cool scenario, little one, and yeah, it was on the Wherry Lines, just sort of a quick little passenger route, passenger service, local service. Yeah, really enjoyed it. So if you also enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any new videos when they come out. Alright, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.